Hello, my name is Joel, and this video is about a set of wheels that I'm going to be putting on my Volvo 240 wagon. These are not the wheels that we're putting on, but I do want to talk about these for a second. These are a set of 15x6 Nova wheels. They're OEM equipment wheels on some Volvo rear-wheel drive cars. These came on my 1991 Volvo 940 SE wagon, and I went ahead and put hydro wheels on that car, and I just swapped these wheels and tires over to the 240. So I like them. They're okay. You don't see them every day, but ultimately I recently found a set of aftermarket wheels at a junkyard, and I've decided that's what I'm going to be putting on here next. So the wheels that I found are made by a company called Fond Metal, which I've never heard of until I got these wheels. They're 15x7, so they are 1 inch wider than the Novas, and they are a style of wheel that has come in a few different bolt patterns and configurations and offsets. I've seen them on Porsche 944s online. I've seen them on some Mercedes cars. I'm sure I've never seen another set in person. I'm guessing they weren't made in super high production numbers. They're not crazy desirable or anything. They're just different. They've got a really neat dish design. The lip is kind of like two-tiered, and then you have sort of a honeycomb middle section, kind of like a BBS wheel from that era, but not exactly. And they were straight and they looked good. I went ahead and took them off the junkyard. They came with these crazy dry rotted tires that have since been disposed of, and my plan is to go ahead and get those cleaned up and get some new tires for them and put them here on the 240. So let's go ahead and try and get these wheels cleaned up, see what we can accomplish. I'm really a big fan of Meguiar's aluminum wheel cleaner. We'll start with that, and toothbrush and whatever else I've got lying around, and see how well I can clean these bad boys up and try to get them road ready. I wanted to go ahead and take a closer look at these wheels after I went through and cleaned them. I used Meguiar's Ultimate Wheel Cleaner, which I'm a big fan of, but there's definitely a lot of stuff kind of in these wheels that would not come off with cleaning, and that's not really a big surprise. What's interesting is that I was able to confirm that this outer lip right here, starting out here and going all the way to this edge, this is actually bare aluminum. It's not clear coated. I was able to confirm just using like a polish just to get some of that, basically the black texture comes off on a cloth if you are polishing, and that typically confirms there's no coating on the wheel. So I don't think it's that the coating has disappeared or worn through. I think the coating was never there based on the way it looks. But you'll notice this middle section is painted. So all of these spokes and the whole middle section right up to this little center portion, that's all painted silver. And if you get close, you can see how that paint has really started to come off in all the little divots and things like that. And you could see there is a difference in the finish. Interestingly, this wall right here down in this valley, this is bare aluminum as well. But basically everything else in the middle section is painted silver. Unfortunately, the center caps, I don't think those can be saved. They are plastic. They do have kind of like a plastic clear finish that's peeling and chipped and things like that. I do like them, but you know, I don't think they can be saved. Maybe they will be able to. We'll see. So my plan is to get these to a powder coater and get them cleaned up all nicely, stripped and refinished. I think they are worth saving. Haven't made any final decisions yet on what we're going to do in terms of the color. So I will go ahead and load these up in the 240 wagon and get them taken out to have that work done. Let's go. Okay, so I am here at Alloy Wheel Repair Specialists here in Chesterfield, Virginia. They are the ones who did the powder coating on my wheels, and I got the call that they are ready, so let's go ahead and take a look. Howdy.
How you doing?
It's Ambus, right?
Yes, sir.
I heard that my wheels are ready.
Yes, sir, they are.
All right, can I take a look?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Thank you. We are back in the 740. I have got a wagon full of wheels and their mounted tires with me. I've looked at the wheels. They look fantastic. So much better than I thought they could look. I cannot say enough for the shop that did the work. Just absolutely outstanding. I haven't shown them to you yet because I wanted to get tires put on. So that's all done. The shop did that for me, and I'm going to go ahead and put them on the 240. And now you can see what they look like because they're all done. And nothing went according to plan. Let me tell you what happened. So clearly these are not the wheels that I just had powder coated. This is the 240. And what happened was I took the fond metal wheels and I tried to fit them to the 240, and they had a clearance issue on the front. So this is a 93 with ABS. I'm pretty sure they're the Girling calipers, and they are larger than the calipers that were on my 740 and the 740 that the wheels came off of. And the back of the wheel actually contacts the caliper. So I was trying to rotate the wheel and I literally couldn't with the wheel in the air because it was stuck on the caliper. So I basically figured out the clearance issue, considered my options for the near future, and decided the best thing I could possibly do is go ahead and put those wheels on the 740. So before we jump over to the 740, I'm going to show you the wheels that now live on the 240. So these are Eicher E1s. These are replica Polaris Volvo wheels, and these came with the 740 when I bought it. I paid extra to get these wheels. I cleaned them up, I put tires on them, and I actually had them on the 740 as of yesterday. Because of the fitment issue with the fond metal wheels on the 240, these wheels are going to go ahead and live on the 240 for now. I like how they look. I know there's a big gap between the top of the tire and the fender. Maybe I'll go with lowering springs or something else later. But for now, this is fine. You may notice I have black lug nuts, and that's because those are the lug nuts that I bought to go with the fond metal wheels. And I can't put those lug nuts on the 740 because the 240 and the 740 have a different thread pitch on the studs. So these are going to be 1/2 by 20, and then the 740s are, I believe, M12 by 1.5. So totally different. The swap does not work. So now I have black lug nuts on silver wheels, and I've got some ugly lug nuts that came on the 740 with the fond metal wheels. So I refuse to let any of that dampen my spirits because I'm so happy with how the fond metal wheels turned out with getting powder coated that I'm just happy to see them on one of the Volvos. So I'll probably do something at some point to get different lug nuts, or maybe I'll leave it, who cares. For now, these are the wheels that are on the 240. I think they're really cool. They're a common OEM-ish upgrade for rear-wheel drive Volvos, and I'm happy to see them on this car. So finally, now, for sure, I can show you the fond metal wheels and I can show you how they turned out. And here they are. What I decided to do, after considering many different options, was to go with sort of a gunmetal powder coat for the center. And then the shop that just worked on the wheels, they went ahead and machined the lip per my request. And then they went ahead and clear coated everything. So yes, unfortunately, the lug nuts that I have on there are a little bit brownish, and I do not like them, and I will replace them. But I do want to point out a few interesting details. First of all, you'll notice that some of the bits of the wheel are the same color as the powder coat, and they're not machined. The way these work, you may have noticed some of them in the earlier photos that I showed you. These are recessed parts of the wheel, and the letters and numbers are raised within the recession, but the machining of the wheel doesn't touch the tops of the numbers and the letters. So they powder coat everything, and then they go ahead and machine on a lathe the entire lip of the wheel. And by doing that, it gets a perfect new lip, but it doesn't touch the stuff in the recessed area. Personally, I think it looks kind of cool. You won't see that on a lot of wheels. It does look a little bit different, and it looks, in my opinion, a lot better than if we had just tried to clean out the recessed portions. So I did find some Volvo center caps at a junkyard. I don't know if I'm going to stick with them long term, but I think they look pretty good with the color scheme. one of the things I love about this color scheme is, to me, it looks so 80s. It reminds me of some factory wheels you could get on a Porsche 944. There's several other 80s wheels. I think it was a Trans Am that was famous for some like gold honeycomb style wheels with a machine lip. And this car being an 87, it looks very on brand for this car. So I'm pretty enthused with how it looks on this car in particular. Ultimately, I went back and forth on a few different options. I decided I wanted to go with the two-tone look because I've always liked that look. I wanted the gunmetal because I thought it would contrast really nicely with the chrome lip. Like I said, I could not be happier with how these turned out. The clear coat means they'll be easy to keep clean. I'm a little sad knowing they'll never be this clean again, but they were meant to be used. They are on here. They make the car look a lot better than the Draco wheels that were on it when I purchased it. And at the end of the day, it wasn't crazy expensive to have it done. I went ahead and got new tires. These are just hand-cooked Kinergy all-season tires. This car is a daily driver. If you're disappointed that I didn't put some crazy sticky tire on there, sorry. I don't drive this car on the track. I'm probably not going to. So I got something that I could use to drive it year-round. That's it. That's how the wheels look. I basically, want you to see how they look from various corners and various angles. I was secretly curious how these wheels were going to look on the 740, even though I originally had committed to putting them on the 240. So now I've been able to see these wheels on both cars, and short of any kind of, change in direction, like putting spacers or doing something a little more drastic to make them fit on the 240, these wheels are going to go ahead and live on the 740. You got a lot of angular lines in that honeycomb. The 740 is all hard lines and hard angles. So, at the end of the day, I think it's a pretty cool look. I hope you're happy with how these turned out. I think this is an awesome transformation of something that I got from a junkyard that had rough aluminum all over it, and now they, to me, look like brand new wheels. I hope you like it. That's all I got for now. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you again the next time we bring some Volvo content. Cheers!